306 souls, a new world, and then nothing, not a single trace. The year is 1590. A ship finally reaches the shores of Roanoke, an English settlement off the coast of what is now North Carolina. The air is still, the sun beats down, but a chilling silence hangs heavy. The expedition leader, John White, steps ashore, heart pounding. He expects to see his family, his daughter, his granddaughter Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. Instead, he finds an empty fort. The entire colony, 115 men, women, and children, has vanished. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just a single word carved into a palisade post, Croatoan, and a cryptic CRO etched into a tree nearby. What happened to them? This isn't just a historical footnote. It's one of history's most enduring and haunting mysteries. To understand the disappearance, we must first understand the ambition that birthed the colony. England, under Queen Elizabeth I, was locked in a fierce rivalry with Spain. Gold, glory, and strategic footholds in the New World were paramount. Sir Walter Raleigh, a dashing courtier and adventurer, spearheaded the Roanoke venture. His initial reconnaissance mission in 1584 returned with glowing reports of a fertile land and friendly natives. Raleigh, ever the showman, even brought 2 Roanoke natives back to England, Manteo and Wanchese, to showcase the potential of this new dominion. This was a grand vision, a Virginia named after the Virgin Queen. The first attempt at settlement in 1585 was purely military, a small garrison on Roanoke Island. It was a disaster. Misunderstandings with local tribes, food shortages, and a lack of clear purpose led to its abandonment within a year. Francis Drake, returning from a raid, found them desperate and brought them home. But Raleigh was undeterred. In 1587, he launched a new expedition, this time aiming for a permanent agricultural colony. 115 men, women, and children, led by Governor John White, set sail. Their destination was the Chesapeake Bay, further north, offering a better harbor and more fertile land. However, upon reaching the Americas, their pilot, Simon Fernandez, refused to take them further north. Some historians suggest he was eager to engage in privateering, a more lucrative endeavor. Whatever the reason, the colonists were deposited, once again, on Roanoke Island. A fateful decision. Life on Roanoke was brutal. The soil wasn't ideal, native relations were strained, and supplies dwindled quickly. Within weeks, Governor White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, gave birth to Virginia Dare. A glimmer of hope, perhaps, but overshadowed by growing desperation. The colonists begged White to return to England for more supplies. He reluctantly agreed, leaving behind his family and promising to return as soon as possible. He also left them with a crucial instruction. If they moved, they were to carve the name of their new location into a tree or post. And if they were in distress or under attack, they were to carve a Maltese cross above the name. This detail, this specific instruction, becomes paramount to unraveling the mystery. A small detail, but potentially life-saving. White expected to be back within months, but fate intervened. England was on the brink of war with Spain. The Spanish Armada, a massive invasion fleet, was preparing to strike. Every available English ship was pressed into service for the defense of the realm. White's attempts to secure a relief ship were repeatedly thwarted. 3 long years passed, a lifetime for those struggling to survive in a harsh new land. The wait must have been agonizing, the hope slowly eroding with each passing day. Finally, in 1590, White secured passage on a privateering voyage. He convinced the captains to stop at Roanoke on their way to the Caribbean. The moment of truth had arrived. What would he find after 3 years of absence? He found the fort dismantled, the houses gone, and a solitary word carved, Croatoan, no Maltese cross. This was the critical absence. It suggested they hadn't been attacked. They had moved, perhaps voluntarily, to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island. Croatoan Island was home to the Croatan tribe, a group known to be friendly with the English. Manteo, one of the natives Raleigh had brought to England, was a Croatan. This seemed like a logical explanation. They had integrated, sought refuge with allies. White and his crew tried to reach Croatoan Island, but a massive storm blew in, threatening to wreck their ships. With dwindling supplies and fearful for their lives, the privateers refused to continue. White, heartbroken, was forced to return to England without his family. And so the mystery solidified. The colonists of Roanoke were simply gone. For centuries, this tantalizing clue, Croatoan, has been the cornerstone of the most widely accepted theory, assimilation. Archaeological evidence, though sparse, lends some credence to this. Native American artifacts with European design elements have been found in the region, suggesting interaction and possibly intermarriage. A small number of DNA studies also hint at European ancestry among some local tribes. But other theories persist. One suggests a massacre by hostile tribes, perhaps the Powhatan. While the lack of a Maltese cross disputes this, desperate circumstances could have led to them being overwhelmed before they could carve a distress signal. Another theory, less popular, is that they attempted to sail back to England on their own, perhaps on a makeshift vessel, and were lost at sea. Given their lack of seafaring experience and the rudimentary nature of any such craft, this would have been a near-suicidal undertaking. Recently, new evidence has surfaced. The Dare stones, a series of carved rocks discovered in the 1930s, purported to be messages from Eleanor Dare herself, detailing the colony's fate. Most are now considered hoaxes, but they show the enduring allure of this enigma. Perhaps the most compelling recent find is a patch on a 1585 map drawn by John White himself. Hidden beneath another piece of paper, a faint symbol of a fort suggests a second, previously unknown, settlement site further inland on the Chowan River. This Site X could be where they went. Excavations at Site X have found 16th-century English and Native American artifacts, but no conclusive proof of the Roanoke colonists. The search continues, driven by the enduring power of this story. The lost colony remains a potent symbol of ambition, hardship, and the haunting silence of the unknown. The mystery of Roanoke isn't just about what happened to a small group of settlers. It's about the fragility of human endeavor, the clash of cultures, and the vast, unforgiving wilderness of an unexplored continent. It reminds us that even with records and clues, some stories simply dissolve into the mists of time. What other historical disappearances haunt your thoughts? Tell us below, and perhaps we'll unearth their secrets next.